What's going on, everyone? It's Nick and another New York Yankees video as they made another trade. Joey Gallo is coming to the Bronx. So I'll give you my thoughts on that in this video. I won't be celebrating because, like I've said before, no matter what this team does, I don't think that they're actually going to turn the corner. But at the same time, I'm not going to be raging either because, no, I don't think this is a bad trade at all. So I'm going to be going over both the good and the bad about this trade. So please remember to like the video if you like what you see because it really helps get it out to more people. Also, please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell as I'm on my way to 1,000 subscribers. So hope you can stay tuned for more sports content like this. And also, if you can please remember to follow me on social media. All the links are in the description. I will follow you back. So here we go. So I'm going to go over the pros of this trade first. So did the Yankees get better? Yes. They got some left-handed power from Joey Gallo, and oh boy, that short porch is really going to benefit him. They don't have enough left-handed bats. They got one from Joey Gallo, and he does walk a lot. And the left-handed bats that they do have, well, Rougned Odor, his numbers on the season are terrible, but alright, he's been better lately. He has a 291 average and a 914 OPS for the month of July, and he's had some clutch hits, yeah. Brett Gardner, though, is just over the hill. So you bring in Joey Gallo, you finally fill in a need for some left-handed hitting. And with left-handed hitting, if it matters or not, well, not only has pretty much every World Series winning team had at least some production from the left side of the plate, at the very least, or go through at least 20 of the last World Series winning teams. I'm almost certain a lot more than just the last 20. I guarantee you'll see it with your own eyes that you will see at least a couple left-handed batters and some pretty good ones in those lineups. And I also remember recently listening to A-Rod saying that as a right-handed hitter, he always felt more comfortable with Griffey behind him in Seattle or in New York, having Matsui behind him. So, as controversial as A-Rod is, knowing he was a great player, juicing or not, and has a great mind for the game, I expect A-Rod to know what he's talking about. So yes, lefty-righty balance does matter. It didn't just matter back then, it still matters today. If knowing that pretty much every World Series team from the past has had left-handed production on their team, and if A-Rod recently said what he said, I don't know what else there is to prove that it does matter. So Joey Gallo does provide that. And defensively, he's versatile. He's capable of playing all three outfield positions very well, and has some experience playing in the corner infield positions. He's at his best in right field though, and he's actually had a better defensive season in right field than Aaron Judge has had. So is Aaron Judge gonna move to center field, or is Joey Gallo gonna move to center field? Both have a cannon of an arm, and if I were just giving a raw reaction and made this video without doing any research, I definitely would have said Aaron Judge is not moving, but after just seeing that Joey Gallo is actually having the better season in right field, actually I'm open to Aaron Judge moving to center field. If you want to discuss that, yeah, let me know in the comments. And it's also not like Greg Allen is likely to keep up what he's been doing now with a larger sample size, especially with Gallo on his way. I definitely see Greg Allen being the odd man out, if anyone, as much as I have enjoyed having him in the short amount of time he's been in the big leagues. If there is an odd man out because of this, I could very well see him being sent down to the minors pretty soon. As for the corner infield spots, he was awful at third base, and because of Gio Urshela and even DJ LeMahieu, I doubt he'll play third base. First base is actually a possibility though. Luke Voit is apparently close to returning, but he may end up doing horrible again when he comes back. Maybe second half of 2018 or first half of 2019 or last year's Luke Voit is back when he returns. Well, we'll only find out when he actually is back. But this year when he has been on the field, he hasn't been good. So, I guess we'll find out with Luke Voit. We'll see if he really can be good enough when he comes back to not have to be replaced at first base. If he has to, well, there's DJ LeMahieu and Joey Gallo. Joey Gallo is at least capable of playing first base. He hasn't played there in 3 years, but he certainly wasn't bad at it when he did play some first base. But really, he is best suited in the outfield. But I just wouldn't count out any chances of him ever playing first base. And since he's a left-handed hitter, yeah, like I mentioned, that short porch is really going to benefit him. And another positive about this trade is you can't be any worse than Brett Gardner or Clint Frazier this year, so at least that. So yes, the Yankees did get better than they were before this trade happened. Another good thing is that the Yankees didn't give up anyone that's at the very top of their farm system. They gave up some decent players and some guys that are having really good years in single A, but only one guy is even close to major league ready out of the guys they gave up, so I'm most certainly not going to lose sleep over the guys that they gave up. Now we're going to move on to the cons. He strikes out a ton. And we all know this, right? And the fact that he's only hitting .233, yes, that does matter even today. Of course, batting average isn't everything, but it does matter. Just because he's hitting under .230 does not automatically mean he's a bad player. It's still a triple crown stat for a reason. It's a way to measure consistency. And even though the short porch in right field will benefit Joey Gallo when he does hit the ball, it sure won't stop him from striking out as much as he does. So another high strikeout guy when the Yankees already have enough of that. That's what's really making me not be like all that, you know. When I went over guys that the Yankees could potentially get at the trade deadline, I mentioned Adam Frazier, and we know he's in Slam Diego now. Him or Joey Gallo, it actually is a tough call. Even though Adam Frazier is much more of a contact hitter, he's not nearly as good as Joey Gallo defensively. And also, just to throw this in here about the other guy that the Yankees got, Joely Rodriguez, I don't really care. And another thing, this one I think is both a pro and a con. Runners in scoring position. His average is horrific. He's only hitting 200 with runners in scoring position. But everything else with runners in scoring position, like on base and slugging percentage. So obviously his OPS are really good. Also a 144 WRC plus with runners in scoring position. And the Yankees do suck with runners in scoring position. But that 200 average, man, that's what's making it both a pro and a con. I'll also talk about the prospects that the Yankees gave up. Now, I'll tell you this. I'm not a prospects expert. So I actually had to really look into these guys before making this video. So I'll name them right now. So Josh Smith, a shortstop. Ezekiel Duran, a second baseman. Outfielder Everson Pereira. Second baseman and outfielder Trevor Hauver, and right-handed pitchers Glenn Otto and Randy Vasquez. So on the Rangers side of things, yeah, 30 games under 500, dead last, you had to sell. You sure didn't rob the Yankees by any means, but you got a decent haul back. It wasn't like Joey Gallo really was worth some of the best prospects because of how much he strikes out. So now we're going to get on to the prospects. So I'm going to start with Josh Smith, who was a second round pick for the Yankees 2 years ago. And he's hitting really well in A-ball this year with a slash line of 324, 448, 641, which gives him an OPS of 1.089. And he can also steal some bases. He's 14th on MLB Pipeline, although he is 23 and he's still playing A-ball, so maybe he might become a late bloomer. I don't know, but of course, at 23 and still not even close to major league ready yet, yeah, not so sure he's gonna really kill it when he does get to the major leagues, but certainly not a bad prospect to have. Next guy, Ezekiel Duran, also a high A guy. He has alright minor league career numbers, but this year he's hitting really well, hitting .290 with a 374 on base percentage and a 533 slugging percentage, giving him a 907 OPS. He's 22 and he's still playing high A ball. Potential late bloomer, but chances are he won't be anything that spectacular in the big leagues. I just don't think so when he's still playing A ball at 22. You never know, I could be completely wrong, but just my gut feeling about him. Everson Pereira, yet another A-ball guy. He's really good defensively and he's got good speed. Only 17 games this year, but almost hitting 400 in that span, and has an OPS of 1.200. Obviously, he's not going to keep that up with a larger sample size. He's only 20 years old though, so he might actually be up to something. Trevor Hauver, another 22-year-old A-ball player. He's doing very well in the 66 games he's played, hitting .288 with a 445 on base percentage and 498 slugging percentage with 9 home runs and 49 RBIs, and he's also solid defensively. He's 22 years old though, and he's still playing A-ball, so yeah. Also, he does strike out quite a lot, but he also walks a good amount, so sounds quite a lot like Joey Gallo, but with a much better average, right? Now, finally, a AAA player, Glenn Otto. He's 25 and he's done decent in AA. Well, he's only made 2 appearances in AAA though, so I'd take his numbers in AAA with somewhat of a grain of salt. The 4.35 ERA in AAA and 1.645 whip. That looks pretty bad, but again, only 2 outings, and his last outing he went 6 innings, and he could definitely bring the heat. His fastball touched around 98 miles per hour. He could be major league ready pretty soon, although I doubt he'll ever become ace material for a major league team. Now on to Randy Vasquez, a 22-year-old single-A pitcher. He has a high K rate in single-A, but of course, it'll be a while before we see him in the big leagues. So overall, I'd say that the Rangers got a decent deal. Nothing too spectacular. None of the absolute top prospects, so while I very much stand by the fact that the Yankees are not going to win the World Series or even make it, I definitely 100% take back my prediction that the Yankees are going to win the AL pennant this year going into the season. So not a move I'll totally rave over, but not one that I'm going to bash Brian Cashman over. Certainly not something I'm going to go party over like I did for Garrett Cole. In fact, I still only got my second vaccine shot 4 days ago, so I should still wait another 10 days before I go back out there anyways. So, as much as I have been critical of Brian Cashman this year and not nearly as much on his side as I have been in the past, I won't be so hard on him this time since he didn't give up any of the very best prospects and at least did do something to make this team better. Got left-handed power, a guy who's really good defensively and also versatile defensively. Yeah, Adam Frazier would have been nice for contact, but he's also not even close to what Joey Gallo is defensively. So yeah, it's not something that I'm going to hail Brian Cashman as the best GM in baseball over, but also something that I'm not going to crush him for. So this trade, I'd say good job, but I also wouldn't say it was splendid or anything. Like, if people are upset about this because of his average and high strikeout rate, I can understand that side of it, but at the same time, I also see good in this trade, so that's why I'm not going to bash Brian Cashman because of his defense and also the fact that he's a left-handed hitter. So that's going to do it for now. Please remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification if you're still here and you still haven't done all that yet. And also, if there are any other trades that you want me to cover that I haven't covered yet, yeah, definitely let me know in the comments, and I will try my best to cover that trade. Just with my team, yeah, I definitely had to do it as soon as possible. And I also really want to do some NFL stuff because training camp just started, but at the same time, when my Yankees make moves, I have to talk about it as soon as I get the chance to. And also, if you could please follow me on social media, I promise I will follow you back. That'd be much appreciated. Well, so this video is coming out probably an hour or 2 before the Yankees look to sweep the Rays. And hey, it was nice to win this series, and even though Aroldis Chapman scared us again, got the win. That's what actually does matter. But watch Aaron Boone severely mismanage this game and blow it for the Yankees, something that we're pretty used to at this point. That's gonna do it for now, and I'll talk to you next time. Peace.